Well, here we are then. Probably the most difficult track that I've ever done on the channel because it involves picking and using your fingers to pluck all different strings all at the same time. We've got a special fuzz pedal involved in this track, and also we're in an unusual tuning, so there's plenty to go through here. Thanks for landing on this, one of the singles from Myles Kennedy's album, The Art of Letting Go, which I think is so cool. Beyond the Veil is an awesome track, but this one is the one that does it for me. I think it's the lead single as well. It's called Say What You Will. I'll run you through the settings that you need. I'll run you through how the fuzz or the Argo Mythos pedal works. And I'll start off by talking you through the tuning that we need to get this one out of the gate. So this guitar is usually my drop D tuning guitar. So it's normally standard tuning, and then you take the bottom note down a tone to a D. This track, imagine that tuning, but you take everything down again, all the strings down again, a semitone. So you can call it drop C sharp or drop D flat if you really want to. That bottom note then is a C sharp, D flat. And then you've got the power chord. Those bottom three strings that the drop D essentially gives you. And then the other strings are standard tuning from there, but a semitone down. You'll get the picture. I've got this Argo pedal that I've heard Myles Kennedy mention in videos. He says he uses it on this track. I've been wanting a fuzz pedal and an octave fuzz for quite a while. Anyway, just to add into the kind of palette of colours that you've got available. So I've added that into my signal chain on the pedal board. You can see how I did that in this video up here. And also the settings I'll put as a screenshot over now so that you know what you're aiming for. I'll turn it on and you'll get a flavour of the sound. It's very organ-like, I'm going to say, Deep Purple-esque. Okay, the intro section then is extremely tough, probably the most hard part of the piece. Let's take it in two sections. The first section is the bottom repeating bass note, which is all down picks. So all the plectrum picks are downwards. You've got distortion on, and you've got the Argo fuzz pedal switched on as well. Okay, this is how it sounds on the album. I'm just going to play the bottom note. So you're on the 4th fret, and then you're leaving that first finger down, and you're doing all down picks. So it's very straightforward. Why it gets difficult is because you've got to keep that down picking motion going while you're also using your second finger, which is denoted as M. I'm not swearing at you or anything. And you've got to pick a second line, which goes like this. And then you've got... so it's hard to play them individually. It's even more difficult to play them together, but I'm going to show you now the best way to do that. So the pick directions, the up, up, down, up that are on the tab, represents the direction you should be moving your fingers in on the right hand. So the plectrum is all down, and then this second upper line, it uses those directions. So you're getting the idea now. It's downs with an up pick on that little finger. So this is where it's complicated. You raise your 4th finger to that 7th fret and you pull your finger towards you, the M, and then you stroke it down for this double 4th fret here, then up again, and then you move everything on the opens, then you're back to these doubled second fret. Then there's an extra string in here, so use your second and third fingers on your right hand. So you're getting the picture here, and then you're doing this shape here for this next section. And then back. When you land on this B7 chord here, in bar 3, calling it a B7 because we're in, that would be if it was in standard tuning, it'd be a B7, but of course it's a B flat 7, but anyway, you just play the bottom 2 notes, but you hover this third finger in position, ready for the next sequence, which is... So, that comes round twice, which is even more difficult. So let me run you through it again. Just a little bit more explanation. So pick it with these upper lines going on using your fingers there, and use the directions that are above that line. So up with the finger, another up and a down, and then an up, downs, and then up. And then you're doing 2 fingers here. And the A's you can see denote the third finger, so you're doing this essentially before you move back. And while that's happening, you're doing the bottom pick. So do you see just how complicated this whole riff is? I think it's one of the toughest that we've ever tackled on this channel. Let's play it through then now, seeing as we've hopefully had some time to practice and master it. Don't forget that you let this upper note ring. Pretty close, I would say. Practice makes perfect. I could do this for another hour and probably nail it down, I would hope. Probably a little bit less time than that. But do persevere, because it's one that teaches your brain to pick and use your fingers at the same time. It's a very interesting riff, and there's so much you can learn there. I've tabbed it out and taken quite a long time to do that because I think it's well worth spending the time on that one. Let me know how you get on with that, and if you think it's the hardest riff that we've done on the channel so far. I'm going to pause it up because that's the intro. There's plenty more of this track to come. It gets a little bit easier with the... There's a lot of kind of cool drop D style power chords involved. So we'll get to that later on. But thanks for watching so far. Do subscribe if you found this helpful. And if you're a Myles Kennedy fan like I am, we'll see you in part 2.